there, how are you? Welcome to Low Guilt Cooking. So I'm doing a side today, and this is something that you can do ahead of time and freeze. So I've got my little containers here. These are 1 cup containers, but if you want to, this is for like individual portions that you can set aside for yourself. If you like, you can do like a 2 cup container. So if you think you're having like Thanksgiving coming up, what else is coming up? Christmas. So you want to prepare. I prepare all the time ahead of time because that day for me, as I get older, I'm 59. So as I get older, I find that I can't do as much in one day. And I used to be able to prepare a whole meal in one day. Can't do that anymore, right? So now I prepare stuff ahead of time and freeze it. Usually a couple of weeks before I start. I'll do one thing a day or 1 thing a weekend, whatever the case may be. All right. So today we're going to do cauliflower, and the reason why I'm showing you this, my little rice cooker, it's a mini one. I don't know, it's a 3 cup, 5 cup, 6, it's a little one. The reason why I'm showing you this because many of you are concerned about eating healthy for yourselves, and then the rest of the family still eats rice, for example. Okay, so we're going to do mashed cauliflower today and show you how to do rice. Okay, but what I want to do is show you how you can save time and effort. So while you're doing yours, you could be doing, invest in one of these. They're like 30 bucks. And then, you know what, if you happen to be doing yours, or maybe you're just taking yours down from the freezer, right? That might be easier. So when I put my, half a cup of rice, whatever your family needs, a cup of rice at the most, I think goes in here, half a cup. I rinse it in here, then put the amount of water that I need, plug it in, turn it on, leave it. This is the best, well, I have a lot of toys, but this is the best investment that I ever made because while I'm preparing the meal, the rice could be cooking, I could be doing mine if I have to, or, taking my stuff down. All right, so let's get this party started. All right, so there's the rice cooker. That will save you time for your family. All right, I'm going to pause a few times so that, because there's some things, we don't need for me to go on and on or watch me do forever and ever and ever. So what I'm going to do is, some people out there say they don't know how to cook, or, their husband does it, or whatever the case may be. So I use a little paring knife, and then I go inside here. I'll show you. I'll go in here and then just start looking at where the stems are and cut it off. Okay, very easy peasy, so that you can cut this guy off. Just use a little paring knife. I'm not a chef, so if there's any chefs out there, I'm sorry if I'm doing the wrong thing, okay? But that's just the way life goes. So there you go. All right. Now there you go, very easy. So that didn't take long, did it? Sometimes we think things are going to take a lot longer than they really do. So that's one of the things I want to let you know, that, it really doesn't take that long to do some of this stuff. I'll take a look at the time now just to sort of give you an estimate on how long it does take. So now what I do is I trim some of the stems off a little bit more. Okay. Then I'm going to rinse it under water just to give it a good wash. And then I steam it. I'll show you how I steam it. And then what do? I let it cool for a little bit. And then I'm going to show you my little trick. Because everybody goes, I've made it before. I remember I showed my niece. And I have a lot of my friends and my niece and stuff hooked on this now. One, because we eat this in place of potatoes and rice. So we eat the cauliflower, mashed cauliflower, and you can use it for rice in place of those things, because those are too starchy, too many carbs, just those carbs convert to fat, all that kind of stuff, right? So whatever diet you're on, and I don't even want to call it diet, let's call this low guilt lifestyle. I like that. That's so much better. I mean, there's keto out there, paleo out there. What else is out there? Metabolic, you name it, it's out there. Okay? And of course, we've all done the yo-yo dieting. So there we go. Okay? So now I'm going to rinse this. Here's my little colander. whatever you have, even if it's a wire mesh one, that's fine. I just like using this. I don't like to hold, I have arthritis going down my thumbs and my wrists, so I don't like holding on to stuff because it kind of hurts. And I have to, when I exercise, I have to modify a lot of exercises too. Even just doing this, it kind of hurts. So that's why I have a lot of little gadgets. It's good. I can complain and go get gadgets. It's true. Anyways, all right, I'm going to rinse this. So I'm going to pause while I rinse, and then I'm going to show you what I do for steaming. All right? Pause. Okay, so I've rinsed it. I've got it just in this bowl here because you can see there's still water coming out of it. So there you go. So that's one head. Now I want to show you something. I do quite a bit of these between now and I'd say October-ish, because it's, you know, in harvest and it's cheap. Because now you can probably pick it up for $1.99, maybe even less as the season comes on. $1.49, I've even seen it last year. That's when I buy it, and I try and make it like Sunday's my prep day, or pick a day that's good for you for a prep day. Maybe you're in the mood on a Monday. I don't know. Whatever's going to fit for you, right? And then you can make it ahead of time, put it in the little containers for yourself, so you can just take it down when you're cooking food for your family. And then, or a bigger container if you're making it for, you know, a Christmas meal or Thanksgiving meal that's coming up. What I want to do now is show you, okay, exactly. This is frozen. Okay, now here in Canada, I don't know what it's like in the UK and US because everybody's from everywhere. It's frozen. I bought this for $2. So people are complaining about prices. Really? Okay, so $2. It's frozen. I'm going to show you that this is pretty much a whole head of lettuce as well. I'm going to pop this baby in this bowl here. This is a brand new bag that I just opened up, and it's frozen. Now look at that. Oh, look at that. Don't you think? To me, $2 frozen, $1.99 fresh. I know we don't like frozen, but you know what? When it starts getting expensive in November, December, up until, you know, harvest again, I think frozen's going to be your best bet. You can get that now. You can get a lot of stuff frozen. All right, so in terms of carb content, it even tells you that. You've got 2 grams of fiber, 3 grams of carbs, so that really nets you 1 carb. 1 gram of carb per half a cup. Now, isn't that good? That is so much better. Somebody even mentioned to me, well, what about quinoa, because it has protein? Well, yeah, but have you ever looked at the carb content minus the fiber? Pretty high up there, I would say. So start thinking a bit again about your quinoa, guys. All right, those people that are really into quinoa, think again. And I like the flavor of cauliflower better. Somebody even asked me the other day about quinoa and the fact that it tasted awful. You really need to wash it and rub it between your hands. You really need to wash it in order to get it out. But anyways, we're not even going to talk about quinoa. So there you go. All right, so there you go. $2 frozen, $2 fresh. I'm just going to do fresh now because I'm going to put that back in the bag because now I just like it fresh. But you can do the same thing with frozen, but I'm going to show you the fresh stuff, all right? Oh, and then sometimes when I come to do appetizers, I'll probably be doing that in November, December. I haven't figured out which month I'm going to do appetizers because once again it's, you know, entertaining season, holiday season, so you guys need some low carb, no sugar options. You need fresh cauliflower at that time, so hopefully it won't be too expensive when we get around Christmas time and we're entertaining. But even then, if it's $2.99 a head, a whole head for an appetizers that you take with you, still a pretty good deal in my books. All right. So I've got my pot. I haven't put the water in yet. There's my pot. That's what I use for a strainer or the thingamajiggy. I forget what it's called. But anyways, I'm sure a lot of you have other ones. There's metal ones too and all that kind of stuff. So I just put water in here to make sure that it's just underneath this, right? It's got little feet on there. So it's underneath this. Bring it to a boil, and then I add my fresh or the frozen in there. and then let it cook for, I guess the frozen, check on your bag what it says for your frozen. The fresh is usually about 8 minutes. All right, I'll be back. Hello again. So I just wanted to show you. There's my pot. All right, so it's steaming away. I'm going to put the top back on. See, there you go. It's steaming away in there. So I'm going to leave it for about 8 minutes, maybe. I don't think it needs that much more. Then I'll show you what I do. All right, so get that cheesecloth ready. So in the meantime, there's a cheesecloth. I showed you I got it in a bag. That's right here. This bag here. So I cut it, and I've got a quarter. So I'll cut it in half and then half again. So I've got 4 pieces. So I can use that one bag